Cuba, it's me. Welcome to the next episode of The Willow Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Now, today I'm asking the question whether you're a fan or someone that's involved in wrestling, who is your biggest supporter of your love for wrestling, of your passion? It might be a significant other who lets you go to your friend's house every weekend to watch the show, or lets you spend your extra money to go to a big event, or buy T-shirts for wrestling. It could be if you're a wrestler, a parent, or a brother or sister, or a fellow wrestler, someone that helps you continue to chase your dream of wrestling, or like if you're just a fan who continues to let you love your passion of wrestling. I know for me, I've had a lot of people support me over the years. I've also had a lot of people doubt me and criticize me. But man, my mom and my sister, yes, it's a tie. I can't say it's not a tie. I can't choose between them. Have supported me since day one. Um, I started wrestling with my friends when I was I started wrestling with my friends when I was like 10, but that was just, just bouncing around and not actually doing anything and just being silly. But when around like 14 or 15, we started to get more serious. We started making titles, we started having storylines, we started having matches, we started filming them, and actually trying to do the moves, and we took it seriously. And my mom would drive me from where I lived in Campbell River to Willow Point, which is a far drive, every weekend to wrestle with the guys. And she also would like spend money on me if I said, "Oh, I need this prop for wrestling." And then I ended up getting my own job as a janitor when I was about 15, and so I could afford a few things myself. But my dad even made me a table. I can't believe that. And so it started really early. My mom, my sister would come with us. Sometimes she would camera for us. Sometimes she would do ring announcing. Sometimes she would even wrestle if we convinced her and bugged her enough. And then eventually we started doing it at my house. And my sister would like make food for the guys and help out wherever was needed, help set up things, help set up the curtain for the entranceway. And my mom, supporting as well, let us do it at our house, which is amazing because we were already told not to do it at the other house. And I must have begged. I bet you she said no 10 times, and finally on the 11th I got her. But so she would let us wrestle at her house and destroy the yard and do things that weren't really good for the property value and destroying the property value, but her son loved it. And so then, when I decided for sure that I was going to be a wrestler and go away, my mom and my sister, who both didn't really like the idea, but they knew that when you want something and you love something so much, you have to go for it. And they both supported me. They both missed me, but they wanted me to go. They helped me pack my bags. My mom helped pay for tuition for wrestling school because I had some money saved, but I didn't have all of it. And so I would pay her back and whatnot. And man, they just continued to support me. They would phone me. There used to be a phone in the wrestling school, like the lounge living room area, and they would phone me like almost every day. And my sister would talk to some of the wrestlers. The one Lance guy sounded like me, so sometimes they had a good laugh over that because they would think he was me. And they would phone and they would send letters and they would send like birthday presents in the mail and like pay for my tickets home on Christmas to come visit and like send me money when I had no money. They would lend me money and I would pay them back. And man, they always continued to support me, even though like they'd be truthful sometimes and say it was scary for them. It's not something they really wanted me doing, but they continued to support me. And then they moved out to Ontario, out here in Kitchener, in Cambridge, or sorry, Cambridge it was first. And so I bought a house with my mom, and my sister and my mom would give me and Eddie Osborne and other people rides to wrestling shows, and they would help me come up with shirts. They helped me get my first wrestling shirt made, and helped me sew my pants when they got a hole in them, which looks like it maybe needs another sewing. And just continue to support me. And my sister would like take pictures, whatever was needed. They would come to the shows. Eventually, they stopped liking coming to shows, which I understand because it's just hard to watch. It's like watching someone play Russian roulette with their life. Like, how do you know this isn't the time that he gets seriously hurt? They came and watched me when I wrestled Sean Spears in Cambridge, and I got really hurt in that. So that really probably turned them off. But till this day, they continue to support me. They've never said anything negative. They'll be like, it's hard for me to watch, or I'm hopeful that you don't get hurt. Please be careful, that kind of stuff. But they know I love it, and they will stand up for me too, and say, he loves it, right? Like, good for you. Go for your passion. And like, my sister will always put nice things on Facebook too. Like, he always told everyone he was gonna be a wrestler, and he did. Like, that kind of stuff. It really warms my heart. And to this day, I don't think I could have done it without him. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because then they'll say, maybe we shouldn't have told him to do it. But you know what? I'm so happy with my life and the fact that I have my wrestling career. I can't imagine it any other way, and I'm just very grateful that I had the support I did. And as always, on the Willow Show, like or you get a leg drop, comment or you get a clothesline, subscribe or you get a suplex. Who's your biggest supporter? If you're a fan, who continues to support you and let you love the thing that you love? And if you're a wrestler, who supports you and keeps you going in your darkest times where you're down the most? I want to hear it on this episode of The Willow Show. And I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!